What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Sunday, December 22nd, 3 days from Christmas 2024. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of Minnesota here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside their occupation. I got a special guest that's going to be coming on with me today. Her name is Brenna Lafond. She is a fashion model, published author, and a voice actress based out of Canada. We're going to talk to her about her why of getting into media and also talk to her about some of her books and other projects that she has done. Without any further ado, I introduce to you the wonderful, talented, and the beautiful Brenna Lafond. Good morning, Brenna. How we doing?
Good morning. Sorry.
I see we have a friendly friend pet with us today. I love that.
I do. Her name is Luna. She thinks she's the
Oh.
star of the show.
All right. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. I want to say thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for being on my podcast. I really do appreciate it. How is your weekend going? How's your Sunday?
Good. It's good. Busy, of course, last weekend before Christmas, so everybody is always bonkers and there's no parking spots.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that. The stores are crowded, filled up. No question, doing that last minute Christmas shopping for sure. I want to reiterate to you why I wanted to have you on here. I know that you're a fashion model. I know that you're a published author. I know you're a voice actress. Obviously in the media fold. I'm a writer as well. I'm a sports writer. Somebody who's been a journalist for the past 6, 7 years. I love talking to people about their why. I think everybody has a story to tell, including you, and your story is just as special as anyone else's. So I definitely love to learn more about you and then more about your why of voice actress, voice acting, but also being a published author as well. Um, so that's pretty much the reason why I wanted to have you on here, for sure.
Oh my goodness. So to be honest, I was in a marriage for 19 years and my ex did not allow me to flourish. I was a stay-at-home mom and
Mm,
it was not a pleasant marriage at all. Filled with not so pleasant things. So finally, when I got the courage to leave it, that's when I kind of what I call phoenixed. I flourished. I
love it.
wanted to change. Everybody wants to change the world, but you can only do a small part and then let it grow from there. So I always enjoyed making up stories to my children. I always had a voice for singing and making voices. I always had the talent for poetry. I went to acting when I was younger in acting classes. In grade two, when they asked everybody, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you had to mold it with Play-Doh. I had molded a chair with a star on the back and me sitting in it. And my teacher said, what's that? I'm an actress.
Mm,
So even in grade two, I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be out there, something. So I wanted to let my star shine that was dimmed for so long. And I was
mm,
determined to do it in a very short time because I knew my little family and me, we deserve better than what I was given for so long. So with the start of my chickadee book, which is the book I have now, it
Higgity flew south. Yeah.
snowballed and just went boom. Um, and then I had a story that was stuck in me for a very long time that I had polished and folded out, and then I got that published, and that's kind of gone boom as well. And that's accompanied so many places and people. The modeling, it's I like it and I don't like it. It's more of a gateway into acting. And that's where everybody kind of starts off with as well.
Yeah.
Throughout this entire process, it's allowed me to better myself, better my situation, better my kids' lives, and help me grow and learn and level up and connect with pieces of me that were lost for so very long. It's also gotten me into the fitness world, learned about health maintenance, creatine, protein, because being in the realm of modeling, you need to know your stuff. You need to know what you're doing and
Sure, absolutely.
routines, plans, everything. So it's become a passion and a lifestyle that's really, unless you're up for the challenges that life throws at you and you get knocked down, you don't take it, you don't stay down, you get back up, you keep moving forward because eventually it's going to stick. Eventually it's going to roll
Right.
and your eyes will they'll stick with you.
Mm, okay. I'm with you on that, and I love your transparency. I appreciate your openness on that. It's always tough to get a divorce. There's no question about that. My parents divorced early, so I totally understand that. Especially when you have children involved as well. I want to ask you, because you mentioned Chickadee Flew South, which is one of your books that you've written. I know you also written Passion on the Run as
Yes,
well. And we'll get into that for sure for those two books. But I want to know some favorite things about you. So I'm going to ask you some 411 questions. And you just tell me some favorite things about you off the rip, okay?
sure.
All right, here we go. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Oh, it's a Chinese stir fry, but
Mm,
it's very fresh ingredients using rice noodles and mushrooms and bok choy and a lot of very fresh ingredients. And I steam everything together with either beef or chicken and a little bit of soy sauce.
that sounds delicious. I'm just saying, once again, my name is Chris. And if I'm ever in the Alberta, Canada area, I'm going to have to say what's up to you, Brenna, for sure, because that sounds delicious. Which I am planning on coming back to Canada. I've been to Toronto before, and I kind of want to tour all of Canada, Montreal, Quebec, all that. So I want to do that for sure. Okay. I like that. I'm a tacos person, by the way. Huge taco person, so I love tacos. Um,
Nice.
Favorite concert you've ever attended?
Nickelback. Yeah, I might get flack for that,
Mm,
but they're homeboys. So Nickelback.
okay, yeah, Nickelback's a good.
Although, I'm lying. I loved, maybe it's a plug. I love Nickelback, but I also recently, the last concert I went to was a USS concert, and it was a private 100 person one, and that was pretty awesome too.
Okay.
So it's a toss up because the energies were different, the music styles were different. So
Hmm.
I do like concerts. It's a toss up.
Okay. No, I love Nickelback. Definitely. Nickelback's a good group. Definitely like the lead singer of Nickelback as well. He has a unique voice. Uh
Hmm.
Unique. I like that. No question. Okay, that's what's up. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Oh my goodness. Oh dear. My traveling days are really just beginning, to be quite honest.
Mm,
I go to my favorite place quite often, and that's Banff, the Rockies. So, as per traveling beyond the norm, New York was the recent last place I just went to, and I did not get to go everywhere that I would have liked to within New York, but that was quite the interesting vibe. And I got to meet a friend in New Jersey, the Bronx, and
hmm.
that was a very interesting place. And I think that was honestly my most favorite spot to go look at and feel and see the energy and the community within that place. Everybody gives it such a bad reputation, but deep down, everybody knows their neighbor. Everybody knows everybody. And if you need help, you call out, you've got 10 people running to help you. It's
Right.
very different compared to a lot of other places. It is a literal community. So I think the Bronx was honestly one of my most favorite spots to visit, which was my with my friend. So yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I love the Bronx. Been to New York City a few times. I'm a huge sports person. So when I say journalist, I'm a huge sports journalist. That's my genre that I mainly write. So Bronx being the Yankees where they play baseball wise. I love the Bronx, love New York City. It's a busy style. My favorite place I've ever traveled to though was Jamaica. I went there recently on a cruise. Via my dad's family. So we went to Jamaica, walked around. The beaches were great. The jerk chicken was amazing. Just the food, and the vibe, and everything. So I really love Jamaica, and I'm actually going to Greece next June. So that might be my next favorite place. So who knows?
That's exciting.
Absolutely. I love to travel. Love to travel. And like I said, I'm definitely going to make my way back out there to Canada too, because I definitely love traveling in Canada as well. I'm a sports person. So, Brenda, this is the sports question. Favorite sport you like to watch on TV? Favorite sport you like to attend in person? They could be the same sport.
UFC,
Okay. I like that. You got a favorite fighter?
not John Paul. Um, at the moment, can't think of anything.
I feel
There's a
you.
lot of
I feel
controversy
you.
going on right now within the sport, so not at the moment.
I
Um,
understand. I understand.
I
But
myself
you like UFC.
fight in
You
the
like
gym.
UFC fighting.
I myself am a fighter. I'm in the gym, fighting the punching bag, so I'm drawn to that.
Okay. Well, that just lets me know that make sure I keep a smile on your face. Let's not make you mad. That's for sure. Uh, that's awesome though. I love that. I'm basketball and football. That's my main two sports that I love for sure. Basketball probably in person, football on TV, American football. Because trying to go to watch a football game in a stadium, it looks so small if you don't have uh good seats for sure. So I'll throw that out there. Okay. Last of the favorites. Favorite place you like to eat at? I'm a huge foodie, Brenna, so I want to be able to have a place to go when I do come back out there to Canada, and especially where you're at. What is the favorite place that you like to eat at?
Boy, I'm all about udon food, udon noodles, noodle bowls. I'm a big Asian food person, so I take you to a noodle house or something along those lines.
Mm,
That's
okay,
me.
Noodle House. I like that. Now, do you eat like lo mein, or is it like one? Do you know what lo mein is?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So do you
that's more
eat like?
along the lines of Chinese. So a noodle house or a noodle bowl or even a hot pot. Hot pot is actually quite exciting as well. They bring all the food raw and then you put it in a soup of choice and you actually cook it yourself in front of you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mhm.
I ain't opposed to that. I've never tried that before, but I'm not opposed to it. I definitely would try that for
Oh,
sure.
it's very, very good.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind next time I'm out there in Canada for sure. I want to ask you about your day to day process as a journalist myself, especially me being freelance now. I can't predict my days. It's unpredictable when I was working in publications and working long hours, and I wouldn't have a regular business job of 8 to 4, 9 to 5. These, especially doing sports. Sports are nights and weekends, and they change all the time within the journalism. So my days would never be the same. Talk to me about your day-to-day process, being an author, being a voice actress, and then also sliding in modeling as well. I'm sure your days are never the same either. So what is your preparation? What does your day-to-day operations look like?
So I have a strict vitamin and a routine. I take collagen, I take creatine. I'm actually drinking it right now in my coffee.
Mm,
The gym is number one. That I consider it a job. That is a no bueno. I'm in the gym 5 days a week. So that's either in the morning after I drop my kids off at school, or it's right before I go pick them up. I'm in the gym and then I go pick them up. I'm actually going back to college as well. I'm going
okay,
back to college for um, I don't know if I have to give an exclamation warning on this, drug and alcohol addictions, mental health and counseling, and psychology.
okay,
So that as well. alongside everything else I'm doing, I definitely get burnt out very quickly. So weekends I try to decompress. So along with the routine, I delegate my days, and then you throw in random school calls, random agent who goes, "Hey, there's this for a modeling gig. Should I send your thing? Hey, there's this. Hey, there's this. Like, well, are you available on this day?" So my schedule is all over the board, and it's just more like trying to keep my head on straight
Hmm.
amongst all of this and fitting in a schedule of, well, I'm going to take an hour here, sit and do my book. I'm going to take 2 hours here, sit and do school, and making sure I'm focused on getting it done. And then once I'm
Mm.
done, I can breathe and then go, at the end of the month, I'm going to go escape into the mountains and no one will know where I am and breathe.
You definitely want to breathe. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No question about that. I love that answer. Because you talked about an agent. Obviously, there's a lot of people that want to get into the modeling and acting industry. Like, but you had to take certain steps. What was the steps that you had to take in order to even think about, wow, getting an agent? Because you got to go through a whole bunch of stuff to be able to get an agent and be
You
pretty
have
good.
to have somebody who sees the potential and the interest in you.
Right.
And you have to find somebody who's not fake. And that's the hardest thing, is finding somebody who's not going to just simply take advantage of you and thinking, I can just take her money and no one's ever going to really hire her. You have to have somebody who actually thinks you have the potential and the want to work with you. So when I had researched different agencies, because I actually researched them,
Hmm.
I found the one agency who I felt instinctively, intuitively, this is the people that are going to take me where I need to go. I sent them photos. They said, okay, let's set up a meeting. I did a Skype meeting, and the agent that chose me, because they actually had a panel,
Hmm.
the agent that chose me said, yeah, I like her look. I think she's going to go far. And as a matter of fact, when I first popped on line with him, he went, how you doing? Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, he even had me blush a little bit. It's like, oh, okay. All right, he likes me. This is good.
Yeah,
Like
wow.
if my
Okay, well,
agent
it's always
likes me, we're
good.
good.
It's always better if they like you than they don't like you. That's for sure. But that means you got that look, and he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. That's good. Go ahead.
No. So if my agent likes me, we're good. Um, and getting into modeling, it's not going to be free. And that's what every girl thinks. They think, oh, I'm beautiful. It's not gonna cost me a dang thing. They're gonna pay me. No, honey, I'm sorry. That's not how it works. You do have to make an investment within yourself. It's gonna
Okay.
cost you some money. You have to pay for your portfolio. You have to pay to get into some shoots. You have to pay to get into the world. That's how it's gonna work. You see, you have to pay to be seen. Once you get into that world, once you get up there, then the money starts coming in.
Mm,
But it also takes your confidence, work, a lot of stress. And some girls just don't want to do it.
sure. I'm sure. Absolutely. It's always gonna be 50-50 on that, right? It's gonna be some girls
It
that do,
is.
girls
It
that
is an
don't.
absolute give and take.
Yeah.
It also takes doors opening and opportunities because some companies and some people they look at her and like, no, no, she doesn't have a nothing. We don't want her. She's not gonna on the camera. We don't
Right.
want her. So it does take a certain type of person, a certain type of aesthetic. It is not an easy world to navigate. And it has an attitude. It has people that have very much an attitude, and you can get cut down so quickly, so easily, your little heart can just go.
Mm,
And unless you have a very strong backbone, it's a very tough world. I actually just walked the runway here locally for YEG Fashion,
Okay.
and I am not a runway girl. I did not like the environment, essentially. Very pretentious, very
Mm,
snooty. I'm
right.
not a snooty girl. I'm a fighter. I prefer modeling. I prefer doing other stuff versus the
Sure.
runway. So I'm not a runway girl. Um, but yeah, it's definitely a different world. And unless you're built for up here, um, yeah, you gotta get ready.
Oh, no question. No question about that. It's a great segue though, Brenna, and that's mental health and work-life balance. This particular category has been getting talked about more and more. And it should be, because people's mental health gets affected in a myriad of ways. Talk to me about how you keep your mental health strong but also still maintain that work life balance, right? You're a mom. You say you're on a very strict regimen. You got all these different things going on from acting, modeling, writing books, also about to start school. I mean, talk to me about how you keep your work life balance to where you don't get completely burnt out and want to do something different and keep your mental health strong.
Little goals and the little wins help, and then booking that time to run away. So knowing I'm going on a mini vacation. I'm going to the mountains. I'm going skiing. I'm going hiking in such and such time.
Hmm.
I'm like, just a few more weeks. Just a few more weeks. Just a few more weeks. And just knowing that's coming, I can breathe. I do have my ex has some time with the children every 2 weeks, and that allows me to a little bit too. It's not always that easy because my children want to come home often, but I do try and push that time because it gives me that break. So there's trying to get those little breaks in. I'd like to say I don't crack a little bit because every mom does, and we do. We can't always be sunshine and rainbows because we do. When all you hear is mom 20 times in a minute and they're unpleasable. So, you didn't cut the toast right. Like,
Right.
it. So, um, but yeah, knowing your limit is the biggest one and not burning out. And that's my thing I'm constantly trying to work on as well.
Hmm.
Um, I t I'm trying not to take on new projects because I know I have so much on my plate. Come the new year, I have more stuff coming down the pipeline. I'm working with a wonderful, wonderful gentleman named R.C. Hand, who has a sleuth of books that he wants on Audible. And I'm actually going to be reading about five of them. The last one I did was Kazu Kamasaki. It was a Japanese love story, and that's on
Okay.
Audible.
Okay.
So that's been available now for about 5 months. So the next one I'm doing is Uncle Ernie's Closet. I'm going to be doing that in the new year.
Okay.
So that's another project I'm going to be doing for vocals. Um, Down the road as well, I have a few music producers who've asked me, have you thought about singing? Yes, I do sing. No, I don't want to take that underneath my belt right now. I have too much going on.
Right.
So the
Right.
doors are open for so much more opportunity, but I do have a lot on my plate.
I
So,
love that. No, I love that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that too. I'll be on the lookout for that, for those audibles as well. I want to talk to you about writing these books, because I want to know what went into the thought process of starting to write these books. Right, you wrote Chickadee Flew South, and you also wrote
mhm.
Passion on the Run. Talk to me about those two particular books and what made you want to become an author. Right, because you're voice acting, modeling, but what made you want to do the transition to want to become an author as well, write those books?
So Chickadee Flew South. There's actually three books out now for Chickadee. There's Chickadee Flew
Okay.
South, Chickadee in
Hmm.
Florida,
Hmm.
Chickadee Flew to Australia, and then there's going to be two more coming after for Chickadee
Okay.
series.
Wow.
Chickadee Flew South. I loved just coming up with stories off the top of my head for my kids.
Hmm.
And I wanted stories that conveyed a meaning that could help them navigate the world. And being in the marriage I was in, I felt stuck. I always was put down by my ex, was put down by the world around me, and never felt like I could flourish. So I made up the story, literally offhand, about the chickadee wanting to go south. But it's an all seasons bird. He stays in Canada. He doesn't go south. Well, he's going to do it anyways. Why not?
Mm.
Who says he can't?
Right.
But he knows he needs some help. So he's like, okay, I need help. I'm going to go see some other birds that do go south for some help. And that's how the story goes. And I said it out loud to my kids. And once I said it out loud to my kids, I was like, that clicked. I was like, I need to write this down because my kids loved it. I
Mm.
need to write this down. I need to write this down. And when I approached my ex at the time with this story, he shot it down. I was like, are you kidding? This is
Why?
great.
Why did you shoot it down? Your mommy asking.
Because he did not want me to succeed.
Mm. Mm-mm. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
Oh,
cut you off.
he's
Go ahead.
sorry now.
Continue. Go ahead. Continue. Continue, please.
So once everything got separated, I knew I needed to make this story. So I typed it out and I rounded it out and I got it out and I found an artist who was willing to work with me, who fell in love with the story too. And then I was on the hunt for a company that was willing to publish it.
Right.
And this company popped up. And I don't know how I found it, to be quite honest. It was just something that popped up. And it was happened to be a publisher out of New York who fell in love with my story and took me on. And now I have a book agent. And it's just like the Hallmark movies. She messages me every couple of months. So, how's it going? How's your books? Do you have anything new? How you doing?
Right. Right.
So, um, and it went from there.
Mm.
And Chickadee flew south, and Chickadee in Florida made the New York Times Square billboard.
Look at you, Brenna. Wow. I love that. No, I love to hear that. Now, you said there was a third book as well.
I haven't advertised quite yet for it. It's Chickadee in Australia. So these
Mm.
books convey messages about not giving up, not being put down, and taking chances. So Chickadee in Florida, because everybody had asked me, well, what's the bird going to do now? Now he's in, down south. Is he going to go back home? What's he
Right.
going to do? And I
Right.
went, crap, I have to do another book. But so in my mind, I was like, well, sometimes when you get something, it's not all it's cracked up to be, even though you got what you wanted. So I wrote
Hmm.
Chickadee in Florida. Chickadee in Florida is about the bird not quite happy with what he got, but still finding a way to make it work. Chickadee in Florida is about him encountering a lot of the problems that Floridians handle. Ton of seagulls, a ton of people on the beach, storms constantly battering him, trees he's never encountered before, birds he's never seen before, because there are not birds like him around. He almost gave up and went back home. But finally, he met a bird that was kind of like him, but it was called a Florida jay. This bird decided to take him under his wing and show him around, find trees and seeds that locals would put out. And he
Mm.
eventually acclimated to being in Florida and made a home. And from then, I knew I wanted to create a series that showed the chickadee being resilient and making his way in the world learning.
Right. Right. So this seems to me, and this is amazing, amazing, Brenna, that you broke that down. I appreciate that. Seems as almost was therapeutic for you to write these stories and metaphoric. almost,
It
right? You're
is.
right.
Because
You're
my
right.
even my friends were like, the chickadee's you, isn't it? I was like, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, which is great. Amazing that you can put it in children's form so that children can be able to read that and understand it. But it just seems like these stories were just something where, these thoughts, these feelings, these emotions that you were feeling in your life, you put it through word, spoken word, and in these stories. So it's like therapeutic for you to get these things out, and also, metaphoric to kind of parallel with the lifestyle that you're living now, right? You being Chickadee, the person that had to kind of pivot after being in something so long. Sometimes when you're in something for so long, you just don't know how to break from it at times. And you're wondering
Yeah.
what's the best way to break from it when you do. Like, it's a problem that you probably have to separate yourself from, but you just don't know how. So you kind of run away from it. But you realize sometimes running away from problems is not the best thing. Sometimes you have to confront them and be able to deal with them.
Yeah.
I love that.
So Chickadee in Australia is about him again being resilient. And when somebody says no, that you can't, he's like, well, yeah, I can. And he
Mhm.
does it. And he gets to Australia and he meets some new friends and they show him around and he gets to know Australia because I felt like Australia kind of got a bit of a negative light for a little while. So this kind of puts it in a positive light.
Sure.
And the funny
Sure.
thing is I wrote Australia before that happened.
Mm,
So I did. I did. Um, which is kind of funny and kind of cool at the same time. And then the third book, I really wanted Chickadee to go to London, but I really also tried to kind of stick with the proper way the map works. And well, how is it going to get to London? How am I going to do this? So my
right.
fourth book is Chickadee Takes a Cruise. And this is my favorite book that I haven't published yet.
Sure.
But it's about a stubborn pelican on the front of a cruise ship that doesn't want to change.
Mm,
And the chickadee encounters him.
okay. I'm looking forward
Ooh.
to it. I'm definitely now a new fan of yours, no question about it. So I'm looking forward to that breakdown of that fourth book because something tells me again it's going to parallel with what has been going on with you and open up some
Yeah.
more kind of thoughts, and even maybe draw some perceptions from when people do read that, right? And thoughts of theirs. So I'm looking forward to that. Talk about Passion on the Run. Now that's obviously much different than your Chickadee
Oh,
book.
yes. This is not a
So
children's book.
right, right. That's a romantic novel that we're talking about. So,
It
and
is.
and if I'm not mistaken, I think it's about frenemies turn lovers.
It
And
is for the most part. So,
talk to
Passion
me
on the
about that.
Run, it's a okay. So, it is a sci-fi romance with a lot of twists to it, but it
Mm,
also could be honestly set in modern day. So this is I'm trying to think here. This is about, I guess, about me as well. This is a girl who kind of escaped to the mountains from a horrible, horrible romance and
mm,
just wanted solitude and peace with her two dogs.
sure.
But then her world got twisted upside down when a government experiment escaped and ended up giving birth to dog-like alien creatures that were bred for military use. One of these alien hybrids ended up imprinting on her, so to speak. Well, after all of that, the government wants its property back. So, well, everything ensues, and that's where she meets up with the main guy. And, well, every other government agency around the world wants this too. So he does not give her a choice. He sticks to her like glue, and they go on the run. And he's trying to get her to a safe house. In the meantime, he also wants the property back. But because they're together, they're a package deal. They can't be separated. I
Right.
named the creature Job. Job. Job, if you look up the terminology, is a burden.
Yes.
It's not a burden though. Um,
Right.
they have a very, very well-rounded. All the characters, from what I've been told, they're very well-rounded. You can get their feeling of who they are, um, their personalities.
Mm-hmm.
So they go on the run, and during it, it's a lot of friction because their personalities are very different. He is very military mindset, get this job done, keep you safe, shut up, sit down, put your buckle on, we're leaving. And she's like, well, you're friggin' rude.
Right, right. It's normal that opposites seem to attract, though. That's what
Exactly.
society tells us for sure about lovers.
So, he's all about, well, that thing is a killer. It's been bred to kill. And she's like, no, he's just a fluffy puppy who's misunderstood. He's like, he
Mm.
wouldn't hurt a fly, kind of
Right,
thing.
right, right.
And it's like, you're the problem. You know, just this whole dynamics thing. So as the
Okay.
story goes along, eventually there's this they slowly come together and understand that they're both attracted to each other. They are so stuck being next to each other for so long that they both have this mutual connection eventually. So
Love it. I love it. Okay.
it's car chases, gun firing, um, on the run, different countries, different everything, mixed with a lot of almost getting close to kissing, but not happening because something happens. Um, that kind of thing.
The kind of sexual
So
tension is what it seems like. Seems like what you have for sure. Is this book on Audible? Is this like something that like
not
I can listen
yet.
to?
And I have
Okay.
been asked if I'm going to put it on Audible and if
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to voice it.
Mm-hmm.
I've contemplated it and I should. I just haven't had the time to do it. It is
That's okay.
available on Kindle and Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
and I have left this first book on a cliffhanger. I'm
So
working
the
on,
potential of another book.
oh, there is another book. I'm actually working on it right now, and it's good.
Love it.
I'm
Love it.
enjoying writing it. So, yeah.
Is it the same publishing places you're going to for your children books?
Yes.
Okay.
They're
I
very,
love it.
very excited about my book as well. They sometimes they like to partake their wisdom on, well, you should change this. I'm like, no, no, sir, you're not changing a dang thing. They're like, okay, you're the artiste. We will leave you alone. So, and I'm usually right, and they leave me alone, and I sell copies, and people love it, and they're like, oh crap, she was right.
I love it. I love it. The stubborn pelican. I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
I love it. Talk to me about advice, right? What advice would you give someone that wants to author a book or that wants to be in the voice acting or that wants, excuse me, to be a model, right? To be any one of those type of media outlets. What kind of advice would you give an individual that wants to start?
You're gonna have a lot of people that will come against you. A lot of people that are gonna tell you, "Are you sure? Are you sure you want to get into that? That's not a that's not really a sourced income. That's not gonna make you anything. It's not gonna be enough for you. Like, are you really sure that's the career choice you want?"
Mhm.
You're gonna get a lot of people that are gonna put you down. A lot of people that are gonna try and count you out. Don't listen to them. You have to be your own empowerment. You have to be your own self-worth and not worry about other people trying to validate your choice. You have to be 100% happy with your choice. So, once you've settled on that choice, go for it. Don't look back. Steam train ahead. Once you find that company that's willing to invest their time and energy into you,
Right.
don't stop. Keep moving forward. Every failure is not a failure, it's just an opportunity to improve. Look at it that way.
Okay. I like that. I like that.
For voice acting, you're going to have 20 failures until you have one, yes, I'll take you. It's the same thing in acting. You're going to have 20 producers go, no, next, no, next. Ooh, yeah, we want you. And once you have that one little win, you're going to be like, next. And that's how it's going to go. And eventually you're going to get there. But you cannot lose yourself to those losses because those are peanuts to the bigger things.
Hmm. I like that. I do. That's some really good advice. You gave great answers all along, but that really is a good answer. I normally tell I substitute teach as well out here at times. I normally tell my young boys and girls that want to be journalists or be in the media, any kind of media, that you should try everything. You should try to learn as much as you possibly can. See what you like, see what you don't like, go from there. Your advice of being able to don't be discouraged, because you will get more no's than yeses in this industry. That is in any kind of media industry, as you just advocated about with the voice acting, and authoring and fashion and modeling. It happens in journalism too. You're gonna get a bunch of no's. Um, that's just evident. But I also say be comfortable being uncomfortable too. And I know you probably
Mhm.
understand what I'm saying because there's been some times in my life where I've had some uncomfortable stories, some uncomfortable situations, some uncomfortable coworkers, that you just had to kind of manage and work around. Every situation is not going to be sunshine and rainbows. There's going to be some uncomfortableness that people that you work with and things that you do. But you got to turn those things into a comfort somehow, some way. So you're comfortable enough to know that you could deal with adversity, deal with hard situations because it hardens your character, and it prepares you for a real life world and industry things.
It does. And having that confident within yourself,
Hmm.
being fully comfortable with yourself as well
Hmm.
matters too. Because if there's any part of you that isn't happy with yourself or not confident with yourself, there are people out there that are going to find it and they're going to take it and they're going to twist it and they're going to try to use it against you. So you do need to find what's in you that might be and not let others use that against you.
I do. I like that. Brendan, we came to the portion of the podcast now that we're going to do some this or that. It's an interactive game that I like to do with my guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. What I do is I throw some things at you, and you get to choose this or that. So, Brennan, are
Hmm.
you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Do you eat chicken?
Yes.
Okay. So, this first question is which chicken place, if you had to choose, which chicken place would you eat at? Would you eat at Popeyes or KFC?
See, we don't have Popeyes up here. We rarely
Hmm.
have Popeyes. Oh, Popeyes. I've had Popeyes before and it's good. The Popeyes.
Okay, I'm with you on that. We vibing. I love me some Popeyes too. Okay, when it comes to flavors on chicken wings, which one are you choosing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Lemon pepper.
Okay. Do you like your chicken wings wet or dry?
Dry.
Okay. Do you like your wings
Mm.
bone in or boneless?
Oh, depends on the night. Can that be an answer?
Well, yeah. Which one is 51? Which one is 49?
51 to the boneless, 49 to the bone in.
Okay, I got you. I love it. I love it. So you eat your wings with a fork if they're boneless, right?
No.
Or you eat them with your hands?
Yeah.
Okay, some people do now. So I'm just saying, some people do eat boneless with fork. So no judgment either way. But I like to eat it with my hands too. Okay,
Wings are supposed to be eaten with hands.
that is a hot take for people that say boneless wings. They will look at you and say that's a hot take, Brennan. But that's okay. You eat it with hands with pride. Damn it, you do what you do. I love it. Okay, here we go. Next question or next four, I should say, have to do with music concerts that you rather attend. So here we go. Which music concert would you rather go to? Would you rather go see Maroon 5 or would you rather see Daughtry?
Ooh, Maroon 5.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather see Beyonce or Rihanna?
Rihanna.
Okay, I like that. You was pretty quick on that one. Here we go. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather see Chris Brown or Usher?
Neither.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think you're the first one in the history of the podcast that said neither. You don't like either artist? Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm a girl's girl, not a guy. Mm.
I feel you. I feel you on that. Wow. Okay. You know what? We'll flip it up. We'll switch it up. Which music concert would you rather go to? Would you rather go see Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B?
Megan B. Stallion.
You had to think about that one. That one must have been a little bit hard for you. Okay, here we go. Last one of the music. Which music concert would you rather go to? Carrie Underwood or Casey Musgraves?
Ooh, ooh, Carrie Underwood.
I got two oohs from you. That must have been difficult.
I like them. They're good.
I figured that might be a little bit tough. I was like, okay, she gave me two oohs. So that must have been pretty tough for her to say. I liked it though. You was decisive. Here we go. Which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
That's what?
Mm.
Seems to be another sport.
Oh
Jeez.
my god. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. So neither one for either one. You don't like the bowl or
I mean,
badminton?
yeah, I could play them, but oh my goodness.
Okay, here we go. Because I can't give you fighting. That's what you do. It's obvious. So we gotta give a sport that you know. Let's do this. Which sport would you rather
Okay,
play?
can I
Tennis
say
or
what I actually
basketball?
wanted to say?
What?
You can give me a more lighter sport to play. Like, come on.
You said a you said a wider sport.
Bowling and badminton? Holy crap.
A wider sport. Okay. What about I damn sure didn't want to say pickleball. I didn't want to say that. So I didn't want to say pickleball. Sorry. What about
No, you're right. That is
yeah, we don't want to do that. So what about tennis or basketball?
basketball.
Okay, okay. Now, which sport would you rather watch on TV?
Hmm.
Hockey or football?
Hockey.
Okay, which fan of you are the teams about there in Canada? Who's your hockey team?
Ooh. Mm. I like Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs is Toronto. Oilers is Edmonton.
Hmm.
I like Maple Leafs.
Yeah, you got Winnipeg out there. You got, Montreal
Yeah,
Canadiens.
but you see, I'm originally from Ontario,
So,
so
got you. Okay, okay. You got quite a few teams out there in Canada. No
we
question
do.
about it. Okay. Do you like dessert?
I do. I'm
Okay.
allergic to some dairies, so I gotta be careful.
All right, so here we go. So I'm going to throw out four categories. You get to choose one of these that you'll never eat again. Okay, so here we go. The first one is cake slash pies. The second
Hmm.
one is candy. The third one is ice cream. The last one is cookies. Which one are you getting rid of that you'll never eat again?
Ice cream.
I figure that might be the one that's yep, I understand. Okay. What's your favorite cake or pie?
Mmm. What's a toffee? Pecan pie is really good.
I can't see. I would love that, but I can't eat nuts.
Okay. Pumpkin.
Pumpkin is pretty. Pumpkin is good. I recently just tried that for the first time this year. Pumpkin is good, no question.
Was
So
was was there more whipped cream than pumpkin or
No, no, that
Okay.
was more pumpkin than whipped cream. Yeah, my
Okay.
favorite pie is apple pie. I like the
Apple's
apple
really
pie
good too.
with some ice cream. That's what I like to do. So that's me. So okay, I like that. Do you like potato chips?
Well, yes.
Okay, so now again, same format. I'm gonna throw out four brands. You got to choose one of these brands you'll never eat again. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. First one is Lay's. The second one is Doritos. The third one is Pringles. The last one is Ruffles. Which one are you getting rid of that you'll never eat again?
Lay's.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I would have picked the same damn chip. I really would have. Absolutely. What's your favorite potato chip?
Miss Vicky's.
Say what?
Miss Vicky's.
I don't know what Miss Vicky's is. What's that?
We have them in Canada. They're a kettle cooked chip, so they're super crunchy.
That's why. That's why. Yeah,
Mm.
kettle cooked chips are the third worst chips ever made. Yeah, they're the third worst. The third worst chips. And let me preface this. So I went to a restaurant out here with some friends, had a burger, and they did not have fries on the menu. You know what they had? They had kettle chips. So they brought over some kettle chips. And when I tried them, I almost spit it out. But we was in public, so I couldn't spit it out. So I had to swallow it. I was like, Lord have mercy, I can't try it. And they were barbecue kettle chips, and I love barbecue chips. But yeah, those they ain't it. They're the third worst though. They're not as bad as salt and vinegar, and they're not as bad as Funyuns. Those two are the worst.
You're not a fan of kettle chips?
Mm-mm.
You see,
Mm-mm.
I like low salt chips, so if I can get a good crunch, I'm a happy
Mm-hmm.
person.
Well, you know what? My demise or my this May for kettle chips means that's more kettle chips for you to buy. That means I'm doing you a service by leaving them on the shelf for you, so that way I don't take Miss Vicky's away from you.
Deal.
That's what it is. I feel that. Okay, you were pretty good on this or that, except except on the extremely white sports. I'm sorry. My apologies. My apologies. It's hard for me to relate, and if you can understand, it's hard for me to relate to that category of extremely white sports because I don't have much practice in that, but I get it. But you're amazing. Let me ask you this: if it wasn't being an author, a model, or an actress, like your career, what you're doing now, what other career choice would you have chosen to do, and why?
None. I've always wanted to be an actress. That's the thing. I've always wanted to be. I've always excelled in every career I've been in. I've always had a shining star. Every service industry I've been in, I've always been retail. I've always been the
Mhm.
top. I've always been at the top. I always excelled in everything I've done, but I've never been happy. I've never been satisfied. Even as a kid, I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be in that industry. So, yeah, I think I would have. I think I still would have wanted to be it. I'm good at cooking. I'm good at baking.
what about teacher? What about teacher or maybe a chef, something, or maybe
Probably a
um
baker if I chose. I'm very good at baking as well.
oh, okay now. All right now. I like that. What's your favorite thing to bake?
Um, so I very much enjoy doing cream puffs, but I also do a sleuth of cookies and I do pies and I do um bûche de Noël, which is a log cake. So,
Hmm. Again, Brenna, if you did not catch it, my name is Chris. I just want to introduce myself to you because I'm a huge person. I love eating baked goods. So, if I'm ever out there again in the Canada area, please don't hesitate to say hello. Hi. And, I'll be a taste tester for sure. That's for sure. Just want to throw my services out there to you just in case you need it. But I love asking this next question. That's the top four. Bucket list. Give me a bucket list of top four maybe roles you want to do, or maybe types of books that you want to write. What is a bucket list of things, of top four list of things that you would like to do that you haven't done yet?
I would like to be in a Hallmark movie. I want to be in a Marvel movie.
Mm,
I am actually working in the gym, um, doing a lot of stretches and flips to be in a Marvel movie.
hmm.
I my mom would love to see me in a Hallmark movie. Um, for my books, I want to see Chickadee really extend out and travel the world.
Okay.
As for my romance book, I'd like to see that possibly become a TV series or a movie as well. And as for Chickadee, I do plan to pitch it as a cartoon series.
Okay. I like that. I like the ambition. I like being goal oriented like that. Now, you said Marvel movie. What character would you play in the Marvel series?
Oh, my friends have sent me plenty of roles. There's a lot. There's a couple of different X-Men. There's apparently a Canadian team that has yet to be featured. There's
Hmm.
many. I
Wow.
can't think of off the top
Okay.
of my head right now, though.
I like the Hallmark movie idea. Now would you be what kind of role would you play in that? Would you play the love interest? Would you play like one of the
My
moms
mother
of
would
the
love me to be the
family?
love interest, but I would just be happy as being like the baker who's the friend of the love interest, or even just at the side, or doesn't have to be the love interest, but just being a part of it.
I got you. I got you on that. Now you talked about UFC, you talked about fighting and being in the gym. Would you ever consider doing a fighting movie?
Yes, I
Mm.
even thought about that as well. Um, being in shape and being fit and being able to do what I can do, I would be willing to do that too. I have no issue gloving up and doing that.
I like that. I would definitely check that out. I'm a huge sports guy, so I would love to see that, and I love UFC as well. No question about that. Another top four question that came up in my mind is I've never been to Alberta, Canada, and I believe that's where you're at now.
Mhm.
I would love a top four of things to do once I land there because I'm thinking about taking a Canadian cruise and cruising all around Canada and seeing that. What things should I do in the city of Alberta?
Oh, you definitely. So if you like dinosaurs, definitely
Hmm.
should go check out the Alberta Tyrrell Museum over in Drummond. I believe it's Drummond. That's a cool spot.
That's my last
Um,
name. Absolutely.
then if you kind of like travel over to Calgary, there's the Calgary Zoo. That's a really cool area to look at as well. All kinds of stuff to look at in Calgary. And then of course, if you're out here, you definitely have to go to take a look at Banff. Banff is the Rockies. It's the sleepy little town. It's not sleepy. It's super busy. They say sleepy. It's not. Um, the Rockies is gorgeous. It's just amazing. The drive-in is beautiful. Um, take some time and to go look at there. If you go further out, there's also, other places like Jasper and whatnot as well. Um, if you're coming into Calgary Airport or Edmonton, depending on where you're going, um, there's so much that you can do and take a look at. Canmore is another good spot. It's on the way to Banff as well. That's a really nice little area to stop in and take a look at. Um, yeah, there is definitely a lot to take a look at along the routes over there as well. So it just depends on what you're after and what you're hoping to kind of take in.
Yeah, definitely the mountains. I'm a sightseer, so I definitely like doing that. I love going to historic places. So I'm a history buff as well. So history is pretty important. Obviously, me being a sports guy, I certainly wouldn't mind any kind of sporting event that goes on there as well. How close are you to Edmonton or Calgary, as far as Alberta is?
I am very close to Edmonton. I'm 45 minutes.
Um,
Calgary, I'm about 3 hours.
Okay, so Edmonton is definitely the closer one, which has one of my favorite hockey players on their team. Um yeah. So I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind. I've never been to Edmonton before, so that would be a treat for sure.
And there's Rogers Stadium, and
Mhm.
all of that is up in Edmonton.
Okay, I like that. That's what's up. What is some advice? Back to the advice, because you gave some advice earlier to people that are willing to come into this industry. But what is some advice that someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to?
Oh, Honestly, it's not even from a family member or a friend. It's actually Sylvester Stallone. His quote, "It ain't all sunshines and rainbows. This world is gonna knock you down over and over again, but you gotta get back up."
Hmm. That's how winning is done.
That's how winning is done.
Absolutely. I know what you're talking about. Absolutely. That
So
was
when I was going through knowing I needed to get out of my marriage, knowing I wanted to get better, I was doing it on my own
mm,
without my family. And I had that running in my head on my headphones with motivational music and his words.
mm,
So he was there, and that was something that helped me.
got you. Now, obviously, you said 19 years that and uh, I want to ask you, like, what was the pivotal, over the top, like cherry on top moment that you said to yourself, me, Brenna, I got to get out of here. I can no longer take it. I can't do anything. I got to be able to separate myself to be able to flourish. If you want to talk about that, you certainly can. But I'm intrigued to know because that's a lot of years and time and days invested into someone, into each other, right? So, but what gave you that final straw of courage to be like, you know what, it's time. After 19 years, I put up with it as long as I could put up with
He started to turn on my kids.
it. Okay, I got you. Enough said.
I knew that I would deal with it. I'll take it,
Hmm.
but it wasn't fair on them. They didn't
Absolutely.
deserve it. They deserved a happy place. So
Mm.
that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
I appreciate your transparency again. Appreciate your openness. I really do. It's never easy, but man, look at what you have been doing. I mean, you've just been thriving, doing your thing as an author, voice actors. You got, like you said, you got a lot more stuff coming down the pipeline as well. So I know your 25 is going to be absolutely amazing, and your kids have to just look at them and be like, "Wow, look at the type of mother that we have. We're so blessed to have you as a mom." Um,
Their biggest fear is they don't want to lose me. That's their
sure,
biggest fear.
sure,
So I'm
absolutely.
just telling them, you're not losing me. Wherever I go, you go with me.
That's right. That's right. As a good mother should say. My mother says that, and I'm a grown person, and she still to this point says the same thing. Even though we're not in the same city, same state, or none of that. She's always going to be
Mhm,
mom, right? You're always going to be mom,
mhm.
no matter what. Um, I want to get to the rapid fire because we're coming close to the end of the podcast. So what I want to do is I want to ask you some questions, and the first thing that comes to your mind, you just blurt it out with pride. Okay, so here we go. Burgers or tacos?
Burgers or tacos?
Hmm.
Tacos.
Okay, pancakes or waffles?
Oh, waffles.
Got you. Chicken or ribs?
Chicken.
Okay, favorite color?
Dark forest green.
I like that. Favorite TV show or Netflix series?
Mm, supernatural.
You killing me with the ooze. I'm sorry. Those must be good questions. I love that. I love that.
These are
Favorite
tough
alcohol.
questions. I didn't know I was going to have a test.
I do listen. Well, listen. Hey, you're passing it right now. That's all that matters. You're passing it, so that's good. Favorite alcoholic drink.
I don't drink.
Okay. Favorite non-alcoholic drink.
Ooh, Shirley Temple.
Okay, I like that. Favorite board game. Now I know you probably play some board games with your kids. What's your favorite board game?
Well, right now they're really into trouble, but we really enjoy stupid deaths.
You got to explain that one to me. What?
Okay,
Stupid what?
so what this is
Okay.
It's a game where you have death at the top of the board and you're at the bottom. And you
Mm.
pick up a card and it reads about a stupid death that happened in history. And you have to determine whether it actually happened or not. And sometimes it really did happen. So if you say, yes, this actually did happen, and you are correct, you get to move forward. If you get it wrong, then death moves forward.
Okay. All right. And the person that wins the game that gets the most right.
Except, yes. And if you
Okay.
keep saying it incorrectly and death ends up catching up to you, you lose.
Okay. Enough
The
said.
thing
All
is, the
right.
way that I read the cards, the kids think are hilarious because I'll do it in a funny voice. So if it's an 18th century death, I'll put on 18th century comical voice and I'll read the death out loud. So the kids
Mm,
enjoy playing it with me because I sound very comical,
I like that. I
even though it's
do.
about a man being guillotined.
I like how do you range your different voices like that from comical to serious to romantic to how do you work and practice on that?
I've done it my whole life. Um, I can't explain it. I don't know if it's strong vocal cords or what
Mm-hmm.
it is. Even as
Mm-hmm.
a kid, my brother and I used to make fun of call it being born in the 80s and being bored. We just something we did. It was just something, we loved Pinky and the Brain and everything, so we would always try to mimic his
Ooh,
voice. Yeah. Brain, what to do tonight? Just something silly. Try to
I
take
like
over the world. Just something funny.
I love it. I love it. That's pretty cool. Okay, here we go. Favorite, I would say favorite sandwich.
Ooh. See, cold cut meats are not good for the diet, but I love a good cold cut sandwich.
Okay. Okay, got you. Are we talking salami, turkey? Uh what we talking?
Okay, so you know the one that has like every single like one that you shouldn't eat? It's like
Yeah.
bologna, salami. But I love it. I don't know why. I just love the combination. And then you put
Oh
like
yeah.
every vegetable on top possible.
Yep.
I
Except
like that
pickles.
one.
No pickles. No pickles.
No pickles, no. No, but cucumbers and peppers and lettuce and I can't eat tomato. It's too acidic. Just yeah.
I got you. Okay. If you had three people that you could take on vacation with you, plus one, so you four total, where would you go and who would you take?
Ooh, Aruba.
Okay.
I have to take three people?
Well, you could take three family members or celebrities. You could take celebrities as well.
I have to take people?
Would you not want to take your kids, Brenna? I mean, damn.
I love my children, but I would not get a break.
Okay, so hold on. How about this? Okay,
To
so
be
you would fly
honest.
a solo trip to Aruba.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that you definitely gonna have a good time, and there's no question about it. No kids in Aruba. You gonna do some adult activities, I'm sure.
I get shades, the beach. Leave me alone.
I feel you on that. He's like, I never get a break. I don't think I got you. Oh, that's so funny. If you could choose three artists or three songs to listen on repeat and never get tired of, who would those three artists or three songs be?
Runaway by Lincoln Park.
Hmm, I like that. So that's one.
Um, their new one is really good. I know there's a lot of controversy around having the female singer for Lincoln Park,
Hmm.
but I'm all for giving a person a second chance if they have good intentions. And I thought she sounded really good. So the new song that they've done with her,
Hmm.
I think it's called Cut Me Off.
Cut me off.
It's
Okay.
really good too.
Okay.
I like that one. The other one is The Door by Teddy Swims.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
Mhm.
I love Lincoln Park. Encore is probably my favorite of theirs. No question. I just love that beat. Oh man, it's just sick. It's so sick. Okay, that's what's up. If they came to you and said, Brenna, you can only do one of these as far as the rest of your career. Be a voice actress, a model, or be an author. Which one would you choose?
Author.
Mm,
An author has more impact on the world to me.
yeah.
Being able to put Chickadee out there, being able to put my books out there.
Mm.
Chickadee
Oh,
has already touched a lot of people and places. It's in all of the schools where I am local. I've been able to go in and actually read it and have impact on the classes.
mm,
As a matter of fact, all the schools in Banff have my book. It's slowly getting into all the schools in Edmonton.
yeah.
Chickadee is much more than just a book. It's impacting different people's lives. So to me, my books are far more present in a world that needs hope and needs empowerment, especially in children's lives. So if I only could choose to do my books versus everything, then I would just do that.
I love it. Mm, I do. That's amazing. What sport, outside of fighting and UFC, what sport do you think you can play that you would dominate in? You would absolutely dominate and crush.
I used to play baseball,
Mm, okay.
not that I
All
wanted
right.
to.
Now, Brenna, which
Swimming,
sport would you swimming? You think okay, you would dominate in swimming. Okay. Which sport would you absolutely suck in?
hockey.
Oh my, oh no. Oh man. You from Canada. Hockey? For real? Oh, oh. Ugh. I didn't see that one coming. Is it just the hand-eye coordination or you can't skate? Wow. Well, listen.
Hey,
It's listen. No judgment. No judgment. No more judgment. How about that? Because I did judge you for the first like 2 minutes of that answer. I did, but no more judgment. No more judgment. Okay. It's my worst sport as well. I can't do hockey because I can't skate. I don't know how to stop on ice skates. I don't know how
so
to
I
stop.
okay, I can skate, but I'm an uncoordinated penguin on skates.
Well, that pretty much means yeah. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't be able to. I mean, that pretty much means what it means, Brenna. Yeah, you can't move penguin like playing hockey. You just can't do it.
Exactly. So I'm not good at hockey.
I feel that. That's what I'm saying. We might as well say you can't skate. Then we might as well just say that. We might as well. I love that. I love it though. Swimming and hockey. I love that. I just didn't think hockey would be the sport that you would choose, being from Canada and they're known for their hockey.
Being honest.
But listen, I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much, brother. Thank you so much for your honesty. This has been a really cool conversation with you. Uh, Listening to your beginnings, but also listening to your purpose, your why, your books that you've written, what you plan on writing, some of the advice that you gave. Um, it's just been really cool. I love it. I'll be remiss. I gotta ask you, what led to the decision to go back to school? Like, what you say you want to go back to school? What led to that decision? What do you plan on doing with that degree or that certification that you're going to get?
Being in the acting industry, the modeling industry, and being around certain people, the alcohol and the drugs are very, very prominent, very rampant.
Mm,
Seeing people in a certain headspace, I don't want to be there and I don't want to get into that. I want to be the person that people can go to be quite honest, and go, hey, look, I have a problem. I also want to be able to have a backup plan as well. And yeah, it sounds corny, but everybody does need a fallback, a backup plan.
sure.
My area as well is very rampant with problems, with addictions, with
Hmm.
issues.
Yep.
I want to have that under my belt So wherever I go, I am a person of integrity that has the tools available to help others with that to back it up. So if I'm in a space where they say, hey, John needs help. He's so deep, he's so dark, he's so down. Can we get Brenna in here? Because I have the credentials to pull him up. This way, I'm available in more ways than one for people as a light and a help. So wherever I go, because I hate to say it, this world is getting a little darker. I can be a little brighter.
Mm, I like that. Is it a 2 year school, 4 year school, or
It's 1 year, but I've
one
actually
year?
already started and
Okay.
I'm doing very well in burning through it.
Okay. Well, congratulations on that. I'm in school to get my master's as well. I love the fact you said backup plan because I get my master's in May of 25. I definitely would love to do some teaching full time instead of just a sub teaching every now and then. Being a journalist is something that I love to do and it's great. And covering all different kind of events has been awesome in this media industry. But definitely got to have a backup plan for different things that you want to do. I also want to get into the podcasting realm, obviously having my podcast here, but I also want to be able to teach as well and be a mentor to pay it forward. It was paid forward to me, so I want to give back for sure. Again, Brenna, this has been a really, really dope podcast episode. I really appreciate you allocating your time, coming on, talking to me about your why and your story and your purpose. I appreciate the transparency as well, opening up to me. I really do appreciate that. As I always do with every guest on here of the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast, is there anything else you would like to add about you, the job, or anything in general before we conclude?
Hmm. In my books that I published, I always put a quote. Even in my romance novel, I have a quote. And it's usually a motivational piece for everybody, especially in my kids' books. But I couldn't help it. I had to put something in my romance novel too.
Sure.
I want people to not give up and not give in to the voices in their heads because everybody has them. And oftentimes it's negative. I know people are able to overcome whatever's going on and push back because we're all able to do that. No matter what spaces we are or where we are in the world, we're all more than capable of rising above.
Love that. I do. Well said, Brennan. I want you to enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and your loved ones there in Canada. And also, if I don't get to say it to you, Happy New Year as well. Take care. Thank you once again.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Mhm.